Diversity is about what makes each of us unique, our backgrounds, our beliefs, and our experiences. And in the workplace, embracing these differences is not just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Now, you might be thinking, John, why are we talking about diversity on a show about HBO's questionable programming choices? And to that I say, look, sometimes even I need a break from dissecting the unholy matrimony of dragons and questionable writing. But more importantly, diversity is crucial for any organization, whether it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation or a local pub quiz team. Different perspectives lead to better ideas, better solutions, and a much more interesting pub quiz night. So buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the wonderful world of diversity, and trust me, it's a lot more exciting than it sounds. Well, slightly more exciting. Look, I'm not a miracle worker. Organizational behavior. It sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, doesn't it? But bear with me. It's actually quite interesting. Or at least it's not as boring as you might think. Basically, it's the study of how people behave at work. Think of it as anthropology, but instead of studying ancient tribes, we're studying Brenda from accounts and her questionable choice in office snacks. Organizational behavior looks at how individuals and groups interact within a company. It's about understanding things like motivation, communication, and why Brian in IT insists on wearing that Hawaiian shirt every single day. And you know what? Diversity plays a huge role in all of this. Because when you have a diverse group of people, you get a diverse range of perspectives, experiences, and yes, even fashion choices, and that can lead to some pretty amazing things. So, how exactly does diversity impact an organization? Well, let's break it down, shall we? First off, diverse teams are more creative. They bring a wider range of ideas to the table, which is essential for innovation and problem solving. It's like having a brainstorming session with a room full of experts from different fields, except instead of experts, it's just your co-workers, and instead of different fields, it's just different departments. But you get the idea. Second, diversity enhances decision-making. When you have a group of people with different backgrounds and perspectives, they're more likely to consider all sides of an issue, leading to better informed decisions. Third, diversity improves a company's bottom line. Studies have shown that companies with diverse leadership teams and workforces tend to financially outperform their less diverse competitors. And who doesn't love a bit of profit, eh? Well, besides those fighting the good fight against late-stage capitalism, but that's a topic for another time. Section 4. The benefits and challenges of diversity. Now let's talk about the benefits and challenges of diversity, because like a late-night kebab, it's not all sunshine and roses. Benefits first. As we've already established, diversity leads to increased creativity, better decision-making, and improved financial performance. But it also creates a more inclusive and welcoming environment for everyone. When people feel valued and respected for who they are, they're more likely to be engaged and productive. Plus, it's just the right thing to do. Treating people with dignity and respect shouldn't be a radical concept, but here we are. Now, for the challenges. One of the biggest challenges is overcoming unconscious bias. We all have biases, whether we're aware of them or not. These biases can affect how we perceive and interact with others, and can lead to discrimination, even if it's unintentional. Another challenge is managing conflict. When you have people from different backgrounds and with different perspectives, there are bound to be disagreements. The key is to create an environment where conflict can be addressed constructively and respectfully. Section 5. Creating a more inclusive workplace. So how do we create a more inclusive workplace? Well, it's not rocket surgery, but it does require a conscious effort. First and foremost, leadership must be committed to diversity and inclusion. And I don't mean just saying the right things in a company-wide email, I mean actually walking the walk. This means implementing policies and practices that promote diversity at all levels of the organization. Second, create a culture of respect and understanding. This means providing diversity training, encouraging open dialogue, and addressing any instances of bias or discrimination. Third, focus on recruiting and retaining a diverse workforce. This means looking beyond traditional hiring practices and reaching out to a wider pool of candidates. And finally, remember that creating a truly inclusive workplace is an ongoing process. It's not something you can just check off a list and be done with. It requires continuous effort, reflection, and a willingness to learn and grow. In conclusion, diversity is not just a buzzword. It's essential for the success of any organization. By embracing diversity and creating a more inclusive workplace, we can unlock the full potential of our workforce and create a better future for everyone. And that, my friends, is something worth striving for.